Welcome to the Course Creators Circle podcast, where we talk all things course creation with your host, ideas strategist, and Thinkific approved expert, Linda Reed-Enever. The Course Creators Circle podcast is home to Linda's top tips, along with interviews with experts and course creators just like you. Get ready for practical tips you can implement in your course creation journey with your host, Linda Reed-Enever.
Hi course creators, Linda Reed-Enever. Well, one of the most important things when it comes to teaching, whether it's online or face-to-face, it's about understanding the learning styles and how we can create content that's going to help them engage with our courses. So in this episode, that's what we're going to look at. We're going to look at the learning styles and just a few little tips along the way about how you can engage those people along the way. Now, the big thing about when it comes to learning styles is we need to understand that we are not our students. We know our stuff, we know our knowledge, and we know our expertise. And our learning style, although we can bias towards it, we definitely should not. We want to make sure that we are embracing all of the learning styles when it comes to putting our content together. There are three major learning styles that we like to talk about, and I'm going to run through each one of them with you very shortly here. And I'm going to talk to you about how different ways that you can use content in your course to be able to work with them. Now, remember, these learning styles are also the styles that we're going to market to. So we need to make sure that our marketing content is working to these learning styles as well. So the first learning style we have is the visual learner. And the visual learner is a very common type of learner. They're the people who remember things by sight. They prefer pictures, they prefer images, and they prefer a printed form rather than hearing or listening to instructions like we do now. They're not the ones who are big fans of storytellers. They like to see how it works, they like it in color, and they quite often like to take note-taking and text because that's how they create a psychological connection to the content. So these people love images, they love infographics, they love flashcards, and they also love the opportunity to be able to engage with the content by taking in notes or filling in worksheets and those things along the way. Visual learners do well in most educational environments, and we quite often make sure that all of our learning is very much visually based because it does cross over the other couple of learning techniques. So when we're creating content for our courses, we need to look at quizzes, we need to look at imagery, we need to look at videos, walkthroughs, flowcharts that highlight how relevant the text is that we're looking at, the information that we want to put people through. So I like to say when we're creating visual content for our courses, we're doing videos, we're doing walkthroughs, we're doing how-tos. And we want to include text that's going to support that so that we can work with our next form of learners who are the auditory learners. And they discover through sound and through storytelling, through oral instruction, and by reading words and repeating the words that they've told. These learners work well with repetition or rote learning. They love hearing a concept and then relaying it in their own words. So they like to read. They like to listen to content like we are delivering right now, and then storing the information back into it. So you quite often find with auditory learners is they'll read your worksheet and they'll store the information by reciting it and reading out loud. They love group situations. So in online learning, these are the people who love the live courses, the live challenges components. They study best by reading the notes and making important points. So dot points work really well to these guys as well because you're able to help them retain that information. They do like tutorials and recordings so that they can go back and take notes over things. So online learning is perfect for these guys. They really do like being able to go back over things, take notes, refine and attach to sound to the information that they're taking in. And our third style of learner is your kinesthetic and your tactile learner. And these are sensory people. They love to do everything. These learners like to experience, they like to be tested, and rather than being discussed or theorized upon. So these learners learn best by taking part in things. So having, quizzes or seeing how things unfold or walking them behind the scenes of something, and projects and worksheets work really well for the kinesthetic and the tactile learner as well. They love to get hands-on. So if you're teaching things online where you can literally walk them through, they do an activity, they give it to you, that's a really good way of being able to engage them. The truth is that most people will learn through a variety of methods, and we need to have multiple teaching techniques in our courses to make sure that we do cover our people quite comprehensively. In the course creation planning board that we have inside the Course Creator Circle, we've gone into detail about making sure what delivery method we're going to use and how do we make sure that we actually go across those learning styles when we're putting our course creation plans together. So it is something to keep in mind that when we're putting our course creations plans together, that we are actually working with all of these learning styles. We're delivering video and audio-based content that people can listen to. We've got worksheets so that our kinesthetic learners can go through it. We've got workbooks so our auditory learners can take notes and they can repeat things in their own way. And we really do have our people interact with us by tapping into these learning styles, by learning from these learning styles and being able to embrace them along the way. And the same with our marketing. We need to make sure that we are marketing to the learning styles and across the 3 major learning styles to make sure that our people are fully engaged with the information they're taking. And there's one other type of learner that is popping up more and more on the radar now, and that is the social learner. The learner who wants to learn within groups. And they are the people who really just like that live group component. They love getting in with others and brainstorming with others. And it's a branch off from the auditory learner. They like working in the group situation, but it's a social learner. So it's about learning socially. And that might be a study group or it might be a support group along the way to create with your courses. So that's one other learning style that you can have a think of and including in your course creation journey. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to sharing more course creation tips with you soon.
Thank you for listening to the Course Creators Circle podcast. Don't forget to check out the full range of resources available for course creators at www.thecoursecreatorscircle.com.au.